And we empty out our houses. And we have no junk around. And I told the boys today, you guys come over Sunday, we can go through all of Dad's stuff. If you guys want to take one, what you don't want to do here.
My mom's house is full of that stuff, but she wants to give her.
All right, Commissioners, it is 6 o'clock. You guys ready? Ladies ready? All right, welcome everybody to the regular Planning Commission meeting on Thursday, April 4th. I'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Mariah, a report on posting the agenda and roll call, please.
The agenda was posted on Thursday, March 28th, 2024 at 5:23 p.m. Roll call. Commissioner Ellie.
Present.
Commissioner Leongard. Commissioner Lewis.
Here.
Commissioner Ramirez.
Here.
Commissioner Valdez. Here. Vice Chair Kushner.
Here.
Chair Bundal.
Here. Thank you. Mariah, are there any public comments for items not on the agenda today?
There are no public comments.
But can we make comments too,
this
as
is
a
for-
planning commissioner, or just the public
No,
comments?
this is just for the public.
It's for public
for the
comments, not on the agenda. So,
Thank you very much.
Just a friendly reminder to make sure you're all talking in your mic.
Yes. All right, 5.0 consent agenda. The Planning Commission regular meeting minutes from March 14, 2024. Commissioners, any questions, changes, edits?
I do have some comments about it because the applicant was supposed to be here today. That's the second time that they cancel on us. So
this is not on consent. We're talking about the minutes.
This is the minutes. Okay, I'm sorry. I have like the whole.
No worries, no worries. Yeah.
Just-
Any changes to the minutes that you see that were needed, or is everything good as
No,
presented?
it's good.
All right, I motion that we accept the minutes.
I second.
A motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Ellie.
Yes.
Commissioner Leongard.
Yes.
Commissioner Lewis.
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez.
Yes.
Vice Chair Kushner.
Yes.
Commissioner Valdez. Yes. Chair Bundal.
Yes, that was unanimous. Thank you very much. 6.0 public hearing. Before we begin with public hearing, I'd like to open it up to public comment. Are there any public comment for item 6.1?
So, people in the audience, you can come up and speak, and turn in a speaker. Yes, turn in a speaker card, and you'll have up to 3 minutes. There'll be no discussion because there's no agenda to discuss, but your comments will be heard and contained in the record.
Thank you very much. It's on the other one with the microphone. This one. Yeah.
No, that's the.
Yeah, we moved everything here now.
We moved it.
Yeah, that's the new one.
Sorry for that. That's new. That's new. Is the mic there too?
Do you ladies, would you prefer it on the mic?
Probably on the podium. I'm not too sure what the mic's at for this.
Okay. Sorry, please do make your way over to the mic. Right.
Because I didn't see a mic there, so I'm like. Oh, okay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Good evening. My name is Debbie Carrick, and I am a resident of Vintner Court, the adjacent property to the proposed Glen Loma Ranch expansion of Canyon Creek, Rocky Knoll, and Malvasia 2 neighborhoods. I am here tonight to address my concerns about the lack of fire services currently available in our community. According to the 2019 Gilroy Fire Department Master Plan prepared by Citygate, I quote, "Simply stated, Fire service deployment is about speed and weight of response. I would like to share a few of the findings from their study. The Southwest response times for Glen Loma Ranch was 10 minutes and 51 seconds, far above the 7.5-minute response time considered adequate. The city does not deploy enough firefighters daily to safely resolve even a single serious fire or EMS incident, or to provide adequate capacity for simultaneous incidents. And finally, the city is geographically too large to effectively serve with 3 fire stations. Currently, there remain 3 stations in our community of 58,000 people, despite further development in Glen Loma Ranch. There is a satellite station near Christmas Hill Park that is not regularly staffed and appears to currently operate on business hours. In looking at the original Glen Loma Ranch plan, which began in 2014, a fire station was included near the Town Center Flex development. 10 years later, it's still dirt. I come to you with a perspective as a former resident of Sonoma County, and more specifically Healdsburg. Our town of 10,000, along with other communities, were subject to a mandatory evacuation in 2019. In 2017, we witnessed the utter devastation that ravaged property as it raced through wooded hills, much like those in our community, and jumped Highway 101 in Santa Rosa, leaving a 2-lane road such as Santa Teresa an insufficient fire break. Our world is changing, and fire should be of extreme concern. With only a 2-lane road, evacuation of this development, as it currently stands, would be difficult and dangerous. My question: why is the Commission looking to further increase the number of homes without first securing a much-needed fire station? One the developer initially promised in their master plan. I know the City Council is aware of this issue and is working hard to find other streams of revenue to resolve it. There is an indication of a proposal for a 0.25% tax, but that will first have to pass a vote and will take time to monetize the funds to begin building. You have a responsibility to this community to ensure a safe and prompt response time in the event of fire, something your own studies admit at current levels are not attainable. I encourage you to use this opportunity to stop any further development until the fire safety issue is addressed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mariah, are there any other speaker cards?
There are no other speakers.
All right, with that, I'm going to close public comment and move on to 6.1. Continue to May 2nd, 2024, per applicant's request, tentative map application to subdivide approximately 41.4 acres for build-out of the Canyon Creek, Rocky Knoll, and Malvasia 2 neighborhoods of the Glen Loma Ranch Specific Plan, TM 20-05. Commissioners, any questions, comments?
Yes, I have a question about this. How many times, how long can they continue to postpone? And second of all, is there a deadline in which to submit a postponement so that staff time, our time, other people's time is not wasted? We could perhaps use this as a training or cancel the meeting altogether and let staff get home to their families. So that, I don't know about that. So I'm asking.
Okay, well, this meeting was publicly noticed, so it has to be continued at a meeting. The other times that they've asked for extensions, there was not even a notice. It was just postponed. It didn't make it to the agenda. There's been several times where it has not made it.
So it made it to the agenda last month as well.
Yes, it did. Yeah. And it got continued, and it's getting continued to May 2nd. Under the zoning code, if you have noticed a public hearing, it can only be continued 2 times. And it can be continued, but you have to renotice the 3rd time. So when you have it noticed, then you get the continuance to the next one. But at May, if they want to continue it, they will have to renotice so the public knows about it.
So how does that work with the last time it was on the agenda, not this year, but the previous year, where it was pulled from the agenda? Because it was noticed and it was on the agenda, but it was pulled from the agenda 30 minutes before meeting. So how does that work with what you just described with how many notices and postponements?
I think you're referring to 2022.
I am.
Because that
Yeah.
was before I arrived. So
It was for the 2022. I think it was May or March, one of the M months.
I'm not sure how that happened. I'm not sure. Because I know that they have asked for it to be set on agendas, and we don't even get to noticing because it hasn't been noticed, so there's a lot of stuff with staff. But I can look into that, but I don't. It got pulled at a planning commission meeting
Yes.
30 minutes before?
I
Is that
believe
what
it
you're
was
saying?
March 10th. I'd have to look at a calendar, but I think it was March 10th, Planning Commission meeting 2022. And it was this map as well as we approved 4 houses on the corner of and I'm sorry, I don't know the street names, by the school there. It was going to be a mini mart. And that was a bad idea. They put in 4 houses. We approved those 4 houses. But those, that tentative map was pulled 30 minutes before the meeting, and it was pulled off the agenda.
I have a related question since you're looking into this. What was the reason given that this is not happening here tonight? Was it that documentation is still missing, or that it was just a scheduling conflict for the applicant?
I believe staff is still working on.
For tonight's continuance, there was no reason given by the
Yeah,
applicant.
for them.
They just requested continuance.
Well,
so should we put projects on the agenda if the applicants are not ready?
The applicant didn't decide that they wanted a continuance until after the notice was published in the paper.
Well, I guess the question we're all having is that a reasonable approach? Because there's 7 commissioners, there's a bunch of staff, there's members of the general public that are all being inconvenienced, right? So
It
is
is their
that-
legal right to continue the meeting.
Can we create any penalty? So to prevent for those things to happen, like a fee? Because, for example, as Anador mentioned, it's like it's a lot of moving pieces to put this together. I'm here sick. I came back from a vacation last night instead of Friday because of this meeting, and that couldn't be canceled. I didn't want to be penalized for it. So is there any penalty that we can add to the process in case?
No, it's a public hearing. They have a right to a public hearing, and they have a right to continue it. And they pay for the noticing. And so after 2 times, it has to be renoticed, and they'll have to pay for that. But we can't fine them for exercising their rights to a public hearing.
Which I understand, but is there any way that,
that we can
a
unnotice?
deadline for postponement prior to a meeting, is there any way we can impose that? Is that within our legal rights, so that they can't, once it's posted, once the agenda, or it has to be 48 hours before the agenda is going to be posted or something like that, so that then staff could at least, if there was nothing else on the agenda, come up with, a training for us, or,
Or put another noticing out there that it basically unnoticed the meeting, that it's not
Well,
canceled.
we have to give a 10-day published notice, and so it got noticed, and then the way the published notice, since it's been published, the body, the Planning Commission, needs to continue the public hearing. We can't cancel it after it's been noticed. But
I understand the frustration that my fellow commissioners have. That's not my biggest concern. My biggest concern is that this is possibly the 3rd time, because it was March 10th, 2022, in which it was pulled. We're all still learning. We're volunteers. Even though we're appointed by City Council, we're volunteers, and so we're learning as things go on, and we have excellent staff and council to guide us through that process. But sometimes we don't know that there are questions that we do need to ask. maybe at that time we should have asked when it was pulled from the agenda, what does that really mean, that it was pulled from the agenda? How does that affect where we're
There are
at
new
today?
commissioners and new staff since that even
Yeah.
happened that weren't even there
Yeah.
when it happened.
Well, at the next meeting, I'll report.
Unless it gets bumped again.
No, but she can answer the questions and, yeah.
I do have a question. There was an email that came in from an architect that apparently had seen some of the plans. I would assume that they had requested those.
I'm sorry, that,
We received an email, and I apologize too, for full disclosure, I was out camping and off the grid, but I made it back. I wasn't going to make it back, but I made it back. And we had received an email, I didn't get to read the whole thing, but an architect had seen some of the maps and had some concerns about the grades, and so I didn't know if I had missed
I
anything.
haven't seen that
I'll-
email.
Okay, I'll forward it to you then.
The only
Was it-
email,
was
I
it-
received an email from a landscape architect,
Yes.
Mr.
Yeah.
Hyde, and I called him personally, and I responded by email to his questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so,
Personally,
but he had access to
Yes,
the
I
actual.
call neighbors and
and
residents.
I'm asking this because actually it's been a while that I'm having problem with my email. I cannot access my email. Staff is aware of the situation. We don't know what's going on. So in that sense, besides whatever is being published, I don't know those private back and forth emails because I'm not able to see my email at this time. So did you reply with everybody?
I didn't know that he contacted the planning commission. He contacted me personally.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I guess he had it looked like a whole bunch of people were in the CC or the two. And so I just, as part of an understanding of the process then, I guess, was that part of the notification, were some of the maps part of the 10-day notification, or?
So we have a project website that
Right.
includes the tentative map.
Right, okay, so that's where it was from, okay.
Yes.
And,
But I believe he had issues with an actual elevations. So
Yes,
I had
he
the
did.
same. I had the same inkling. I was like, how did this person get a hold of the actual underlying documentation that we were?
Well,
I just
those
want to be
maps are
careful that we're
available.
not good.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
but those maps are available from 2022, but they're not the maps that we may be seeing next month or whenever. I mean, those maps could have changed. Okay.
Any other questions, comments, concerns for staff? So I've got a couple things written down. One is to find out about the March 10, 2022 meeting, and then second is the noticing before they're able to, if we can put a deadline 2 days before our Thursday.
I can respond to that next meeting.
Okay, great. Great. If there are no other questions, the floor is open to a motion.
So we have no other option, right? Okay.
Can we veto not to go through it, so they have to reapply?
You can make a motion and the commissioners would vote.
And then if the majority vote no, and then they have to reapply?
No, they have a project that's been deemed complete, and it will be going through the process. The process will be coming forward to the Planning Commission, and you make a recommendation at that time that then it goes to council. But you can't just,
Can we
we're
just
getting into
talk
a
about the Permit Streamlining Act? I don't know if you want to talk about that next time or.
yeah, I don't want to get into it tonight, but you can't just say reapply. You can't do that.
Okay, no, I know. Can we vote a no, so then it's not moving to the next one, and then they have to figure out a way to come back to us once they are ready?
I think our question is, can we deny the continuation?
Yes. I think we
But
can,
wouldn't it,
because
but
if
wouldn't
it's a
it just,
vote.
no, but wouldn't it just get appealed and go to city council anyway?
So there are certain findings that you have to make to deny a tentative map. We'll discuss it at the meeting where we actually have a public hearing on this item.
I don't think that's a question, though. I think what she's asking is, right now, we are being asked to put forth a motion to continue this until May 2nd. and vote yes or no on that. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what she's asking is, can we vote no?
Yeah.
We do not approve.
Because it's a vote, so
That.
we probably can vote no.
And what would be the consequences
Yeah,
of
what
that?
would be the consequence?
It would be in violation of the Permit Streamlining Act, I believe.
Yes, so.
Can you confirm that? Because you're the lawyer.
Well,
Is yes
You
or
could-
no?
no, it's not. It would be, I think the applicant has a right to have this continued. You can vote no, and it wouldn't be continued, but then there would be some legal ramifications with the city for denying the continuance.
And what are those?
I would
Well,
assume
we-
if all the notifications were done properly, then the ramifications would.
Well, you're going to be denying the applicant due process for going through a public hearing process. So if you want to vote no and deny the continuance, then the applicant will most likely appeal that to the council. But if that's how,
Okay.
if you don't want to continue it, you can vote no, but it's not going to stop this project. And that's the.
I understand that.
I-
And it's not coming back to us, it's going straight to the council. Is that correct?
No,
The appeal would.
Yeah.
The appeal would go to council.
Oh, the appeal will to council, okay.
I'm going to put forth a motion that we approve the continuance to May 2nd.
I second it.
Motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
public hearing's closed.
Commissioner Ellie,
Yes.
Commissioner Leongard,
Yes.
Commissioner Lewis,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Valdez, Vice Chair Kushner,
Yes.
Chair Bondal.
Yes. That was unanimous. That has been continued to May 2nd, 2024. Thank you. 7.0 new business. I see that there are no items. 8.0 informational items. 8.1 planning division staff approvals. Commissioners, any questions? I see that there are none. 9.0 planning division report. Sharon.
Just want to share an announcement with the Planning Commission. I was going to point to Cindy, but she just walked out of the room. I wanted to have you join me in congratulating Cindy as our new planning manager. We actually were able to reclassify her from customer service manager to planning manager effective April 1st, so just a couple of days ago. So yeah, wanted to just congratulate her. Yeah. Thank you.
Nice. Well deserved.
So is that taking over Craig's old position?
No, Craig was a senior planner. We did not have a planning manager position. So I
Brand new
worked with
position.
HR, yes, and we reclassified
Great.
Cindy.
Awesome. 10.0 assistant city attorney report.
No report. I'll report. We'll have answers to those questions at the next meeting.
All right. With that, I will adjourn this to
Quick
May.
question. Quick question.
Oh.
I just wanted to be sure. I'm sorry. As part of the questions was that the March 10th. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Please continue.
All right. With that, I adjourn the meeting to May 2nd, 2024 at 6 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. I cannot log in. I tried. I tried. So I need, it's something, I don't know, so it's almost, they block me. Yeah,
When you tried the citygoer.org.
yes, yeah, I did both. And it's like, so I sent you the print screen on the first time. That's the same.
Now there's no
Yeah, I'm trying both. Yeah, it's almost like I'm I tried to change my password. It's just, it doesn't even go there. It's just having blocked from the system.
Pull it back. Yeah, click it. Okay. Okay. Finicky.
Laptop.
Maybe it's easier if you want. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Next time I can come like a half an hour before or something.
I think we texted
Yeah.
before. Yeah, I texted.
Yeah.
I know. I think I did.
I think I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you came back.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much because I'm not able to see any public comments.
Oh my gosh. Is everything okay?
Okay. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I just texted you. Did it go through?
Yeah, that would be awesome because I'm completely out. Besides the whatever they publish.
Yay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And then like, and then.
Come to the meeting. So you were gonna miss it, but then you just.
Because I wasn't sure,
Yeah.
so we just said, we'll leave at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
We're going to drive as reasonable.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay away from you because I just got off of being super
I
sick.
know. I'm leaving. Bye.